I have recently learned that sometimes God allows situations to unfold in the times that you feel you need people the most, and yet there is no one around. This past year has been unbelievably difficult for me. I have been so overwhelmed with new changes and transitions that have been unfolding rapidly in my life. My relationships this year have been unsteady and my spirit unstable. I have been feeling so alone and so abandoned and so incredibly angry. I was mad at God. I was mad at the world. I felt like when I needed people the most, no one was there. I felt like every day a little part of me would fade away, and no one seemed to notice. I have fought my way through this year, and fought, never understanding why God wanted me to fight alone. I spent endless nights counting my tears and cursing my situation. I eventually became silent. I had been silent for so long, I had forgotten the sound of my own voice. There were days that I just wanted to stand high above the rooftop screaming, because that would mean, for the first time in a really long time, I found my voice, and I was heard. Ironically, God had muffled the ears of all those around me, and I didn't know why until the day that I understood. I have a really bad habit of turning toward people before turning toward God. And this time, the Lord wanted me to listen to His voice alone. God had temporarily moved people out of my life because He had something to teach me, and that is this: you won't know God is all you need until God is all you have. And that is where I found myself, and that is why I was forced to walk this alone. When a baby eagle, known as an eaglet, is trying to hatch from its egg, it can take days. These baby eaglets peck at their shells non-stop, trying to get into this world. It will keep pecking and pecking and pecking until they can see the light. Can you imagine what that must feel like? This process is very tiring for the young chick, and no one can help these eaglets in their journey. If someone tries to help them, they will die. You see, something happens in those constant days of pecking. These little eaglets learn what they need to know about how to survive. They learn independence, determination, and through this, they gain their strength. If someone were to help them, it would hinder their ability to live the way they are created to live. Once the eaglet hatches, it is then that it can be cared for, but not until they have fought the good fight, preparing them until that moment comes when it is ready to soar. Not every situation is like this one in life, but there are times when we are called to take the unbeaten path with no one but you and God. If God had previously allowed others to swoop down and rescue me, I wouldn't have learned what I needed to know to live the way God is calling me to live. And no matter how tired I have been or how alone I have felt, I was exactly where God had wanted me and needed me to be. So when that time comes, after I have fought the good fight, will I begin to soar. If you are in that place in life where you feel that you are so alone, just continue pecking and pecking and pecking and pecking until the Lord shows you His light. Remember that it is in those times of constant struggles that we learn the most about ourselves and about our God. And it is in those times where we begin to learn about what it truly means to survive. Instead of waiting for the world to help you, look to God and ask Him to grant you the tools to survive that maybe you can only get through the constant fight. God doesn't want you to be alone, but sometimes He has to change your world so you will change your priorities. We must always go to God first. Sometimes letting others help us is the best way they can hurt us. Just like that little eaglet could not receive help, sometimes we can't either. I believe it is God's way of protecting us so that we can learn all He wants to teach us, to prepare us for all He has planned for us by living in the way He has called us.